I've been a group fitness instructor since 1980. I'm an author, TV host, mom, wife, and dog mom. But I got sick and almost died from toxic mold exposure. I spent years researching alternative remedies instead of prescription drugs to cure myself, my husband, rocker Ted Nugent, and our son Rocco. I'll share what I've learned about healthy living and how to be happy in difficult times, some current events, and always end with something to make you smile. This is Simply Shemane.
Simply Shemane is powered by Patriot Mobile, America's only Christian conservative wireless service provider.
Hi, and welcome to Simply Shemane. You know, there's a lot of uncertainty in the world today. Stay at home. Don't stay at home. Wear a mask. Don't wear a mask. Go out and get some sunshine. No, you have to stay indoors. Well, my next guest here today in the studio both know about what it's like to defy orders based on common sense. Shelly Luther is a business owner and the mom who made the choice to go to work safely in order to earn a living for her family and also for her employees. And as a result, Shelly was put in jail. We're going to talk to Shelly about being brave and bold. And what's a talk show without music? In the house is a guitar player that I know and love. He's sold over 40 million albums, and we're going to talk to him. I call him hubby, but you might call him the Motor City Madman. Ted. Thank you for coming, honey.
Who's going to stop me? Thank you for having me. I love my guitar. My guitar loves you.
We seem so far away right now.
We can make up for it later, I promise.
That's true.
All right.
So, we're going to talk to you in a little bit. First, we're going to talk to Shelly Luther about...
My hero, Shelly. She's like a Marine at Iwo Jima 2020.
We're going to talk to you about defying orders and how your whole tour this summer has been canceled.
Yeah, I'm really good at defying orders. If they're stupid, I defy them.
So we're going to, what have you decided to do? Because inquiring minds would like to know, as your wife, what are you going to do this summer?
Well, literally 2020, this is the first year since 1962. 1962, I had a band in Detroit called the Lourdes, and we won the Battle of the Bands, and we opened up for the Supremes and the Motown Funk Brothers in Detroit in 1963. So this 2020, I could cry tears of blood right now. My band, my crew, everybody, and the real music lovers across America, we are shattered that all the promoters across the country have canceled all the tours. But I have killer musicians right here in Texas, and we are going to jam anyway. And I promise you, we will find electricity and real music lovers, and we will unleash the American rhythm and blues rock and roll beast somewhere, somehow this year.
And you're doing a lot of Skypes, I know, because I'm helping you with them.
Yeah, because I'm helpless with that technology.
But it's a good way to get the message out and to reach more people, even though touring is so much more fun, obviously.
Well, you know, these are real dynamic times. There's been a culture war raging all my life, and I engaged in it as early as the 1960s, when people who hate freedom and hate the Second Amendment and hate venison and hate landowners, I mean, really, it's that outrageous. I started fighting back, and I see more and more people, certainly Shelley and the protesters in Michigan and even California, all across the country. We, the people who understand self-evident truth, logic, and common sense, the Constitution, Bill of Rights, all that controversial stuff, we're standing up and we're being heard, and I believe the tide is turning. I just happen to have created the soundtrack for Defiance and the American Hellraiser. So it's alive and well, but these are dramatic times, and people have to become engaged.
Well, my next guest has become engaged, and she has stood up for what she believes in, what we all believe in, what most of us believe in. Coming up, my interview with Shelly Luther. Stay tuned.
Patriot Mobile was built on the values of Americans. We are humbled, recently achieving the highest customer satisfaction among all wireless providers. As America's only Christian conservative wireless service provider, you'll receive great performance, and we'll donate a portion of every dollar earned to support your values. Try a wireless company that really cares about you and your values. Call us today, mention Shemane, and get our best promotion.
Shelly Luther, the owner of Salon Owner, was initially forced to close mid-March after Dallas County issued a stay-at-home order. But despite those orders, she decided to stay open and have customers safely in her salon. Well, on April 24th, Dallas Civil District Judge Eric Moyer ordered Luther to go to jail and serve a sentence of 7 days and pay a fine. And to me, this is outrageous. And I'm so happy to tell you that our guest today in studio is Shelly Luther. Shelly, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
I think we need to have a little bit of mood setting.
Oh yeah, we
Is that
totally
okay?
should. Absolutely.
Okay. Perfect.
Freedom.
Nice. Yeah.
I smell freedom.
Shelley,
Great you're here.
Thank you.
yes, it is. Tell me who Shelly Luther was 6 months ago.
Well, I was just as, I own a salon. I'm not a hairstylist, contrary to popular belief. And my boyfriend and I, we sung in a band. And yeah, I did makeup on the side. So pretty boring compared to what's happening now.
You're not so boring now.
No.
So tell me what happened. Walk us through. You decided this is ridiculous. This ordinance is ridiculous. I need to take care of my family. I need to put food on the table. What was that, the switch that flipped in your mind that said, I've got to work?
Honestly, it was my hairstylists that were wanting to go underground and kind of sneak around and go to people's houses to cut hair. And I just said, you know what? If they're getting to that point to where they want to put their license in danger and actually put people's lives in danger, I said, you know what? I'll just open the salon. I can make it, more sanitary. We can make sure we're doing all the CDC guidelines and do way better than a lot of the big box stores that are open right now.
Yeah. And tell me what it felt like when that judge sentenced you to jail.
I knew it
What
was coming.
You did?
Oh yeah. The way he acted the whole time, I knew. It's almost like it was predetermined.
Did you have an idea that could happen if you stood up? Yeah.
Oh, I knew that's what was going to happen because he kind of, he said, you have the keys to the jail, basically blackmailing me saying, if you can apologize or you can, I don't know, say I was selfish and wrong, then you're not going to jail. And there was just no way I was going to say that. I didn't feel selfish and I didn't feel wrong.
What did your family say? Now, your dad, tell us about your dad. Is this where you get your defiance from?
My dad was in the Marines, 26 years. He retired a master gunnery sergeant. So that might be where I get a little of my strength, I guess, my sass maybe. But we always had this long-term joke. I'm like, oh, at least, I've never been in jail. And now we can't say that anymore.
Oh.
So.
So, Ted, you have a lot in common with Shelley's dad, the defiance and even Shelley, because you've always been that way.
Sure, and I spoke with your dad today, and I spoke with 6 different Marines around the country today because they really are the tip of the spear. They know the price for freedom, that freedom is not free. So I would like to bring you a salute from the not-so-mean streets of America, that when you know in your heart and soul what the right thing is, truth, logic, common sense, maybe some outlines in a controversial document like the Constitution, that you followed that spirit. And everybody I talk to in all 50 states every day on the social media platforms that allow me to.
I start saying they let you?
Yeah. So far they've buckled under the power of we the people. But you, Shelley, represent the spirit of rugged individualism and disobedience to nonsensical, even illegal decrees, because I don't think you broke the law. No. You broke a decree. I think the most important thing we can say here today, if I dare, how did that judge end up in the great Republic of Texas? What kind of citizenry abandoned the remember the Alamo individual independent spirit to allow that kind of power abuse in our court systems in the great Republic of Texas. I think that's the most important consideration to come out of this. So thank you for bringing the spotlight
Thank you.
to the cockroaches, and now it's up to we the people to stomp on them. So
Yes.
God bless you for that.
Thank
We
you
love
so
what
much.
you're doing.
Thank you so much.
So, compared to 6 months ago, describe how your life has changed.
Well, I think that me wanting to open my little salon at the time, I didn't think it was that big a deal. I'm like, why would anyone be mad? No one's able to eat. We're not getting any government, money. And they keep pushing the date back when we can open. I'm like, surely they couldn't be that mad. We're just going to open and we're following all the guidelines.
Right.
There's 200 people in Walmart and Lowe's all the time, elbow to elbow. I'm like, surely they couldn't be mad. Well, as I put out on April 18th that I was going to open because I didn't want anyone to think we were sneaking around. And then that's when the news cameras started. And I'm like, whoa, this is a lot bigger than I thought it was.
A lot bigger. You're like a national celebrity.
I don't know about that.
It should be you two on tour.
I'm ready. Let's go.
I do sing.
I will open.
Oh, that's
I will
right.
open up for you.
So, will you sing something for us?
Oh my
Can I
gosh.
put you on the spot?
Oh my goodness.
Because he can play.
So you're a rocker too, huh?
I used to sing in a local band called Incognito, and they've been around like 26 years or something. They're really good.
Cool. Well, there's
So-
great musicians in Texas. And I have a funny feeling that between the Semper Fi U.S. Marine Corps genetics and the fact that you love the independent freedom soundtrack of American rock and roll, that's where this all came from.
Maybe
God
that's
bless
what
you.
it is.
I
That's
tell
what-
you, I've
that's
got
what
it
it
in
is.
spades.
So, what do you think? We didn't plan on this.
No.
Am
Well,
I
what
go-
would we
Can I put
sing?
you on the
I mean-
spot?
Okay. Play God Bless America. Why
I don't
would
think
you-
I know that one.
Yes, you do.
I never figured that one out on the guitar.
You can do
we
it.
sing it at hunting camp every year.
Okay.
but
Do it. Do it. You can do it. I have faith in you.
I really don't know all the chord changes. I do know. I
Okay.
do know.
There we go. We don't have a flag. Can you sing that? Can you?
The whole national anthem?
No.
No.
Phrase? Okay. Well,
You know Johnny Be Good?
Yes.
okay.
Swear to God?
If you sing it, I'll do harmonies
All right.
with you.
Well, we're down in Louisiana, crossing New Orleans. We're back up in the woods among the evergreens. There stood a log cabin made of earth and wood. Where lived a country boy named Johnny Be Good. He never had a baby beat to ride so well. He could play the guitar just like a ring in the bell. You got to go.
Go, Johnny, go, go, go. Go, Johnny, go, go, go. Go, Johnny, go, go, go.
Go, Johnny,
Go,
you
go,
gotta
go. Johnny, be good.
That was awesome.
Oh my God.
Hell yeah, real rock
That
and roll,
was
baby.
awesome.
I would have never done that for anyone
He
else.
doesn't
so.
high five, so we just, oh, I'm so glad you did. Oh my gosh. Well, Shelly, you just made our day. You're my hero. I really believe that people like you, we need to have more people like you in this world who defy orders based on common sense. So thank you so much for being bold.
You're
and brave.
welcome.
And you've given a lot of people inspiration to stand up against nonsense. And that's the most important thing in 2020 because
I
there's a
hope
whole
so.
bunch of nonsense out there.
I hope everybody just opens their business. It's yours. You have the right to open it. And if anything feels right in your heart, it can't be wrong.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. What a concept.
You know what? You know what feels right for me? Ted and Shelley playing at
We'd
your
kill.
salon.
We'd kill.
At a
Probably could
nightclub.
kill.
Can you book me at the salon?
I could.
What's it called?
I mean, I have to pencil you in. There's a lineup.
Oh.
That's all right.
No, I'm just playing. No,
I
you're-
could use a salon right about now.
All right, thank you again so much for being
Thank
here,
you.
Shelley. We'll be right back with a word from our sponsor.
Patriot Mobile was built on the values of Americans. We are humbled, recently achieving the highest customer satisfaction among all wireless providers. As America's only Christian conservative wireless service provider, you'll receive great performance, and we'll donate a portion of every dollar earned to support your values. Try a wireless company that really cares about you and your values. Call us today mention Shemane, and get our best promotion.
My next guest has sold over 40 million albums. He's a New York Times best-selling author. You may know him as the Motor City Madman. I call him Honey. Ted, please.
Love American music.
I was going to say, play me something. As soon as I said play, you started going.
I can't, when I have a guitar around, it's like you. I can't keep my hands off it. You know what I mean? I'm glad you're over there. We probably couldn't film this.
No, this would be a totally different type of show.
Yes.
That I would never do. You will never see.
Not on film anyhow.
Of me do this. No. So, regarding putting your hands on the strings and coming up with new songs, I'm going to put you on the spot too.
Go nuts.
Tell me about your latest song that you wrote.
Oh, beautiful
that
song.
came out of you.
Yeah, I was born in Detroit in 1948, right after Les Paul electrified the guitar, and Fred Bear kind of reinvented the stealth, situational, optimal awareness of bow hunting. So I was born at a perfect time where you had to really pay attention to your surroundings. And when Chuck Berry and Bo Diddley and Little Richard unleashed this new, defiant, outrageous musical authority, all of us were hooked. You do an interview with any musician that's over 50 years old, especially guys like me in our 70s. What Chuck Berry and Bo Diddley and Little Richard did was inspire a defiant spirit of individual expression. So I've never been able to let go of the guitar because I always sought to express myself. And when you become one with the instrument, I call it musical samurai. It's like bow hunting. You have to get close to a deer that God created not to let you get close. And you have to put all your gifts from God to maximum application and really hone the spirit. And when you do so, sounds happen. When my great friend Fred Bear died, I picked up, Mary, you were there. Mm-hmm. I picked up the guitar and I went, there I was, back in the wild again. Yeah, and I felt right at home, where I belong. And you're not even you anymore. You're facilitating the emotion and spirit of those that you love and relate to and connect with. And my brother John passed away earlier this year, and it's so overwhelming. It's hard to manage that hurt and that sorrow. And so one day I just grabbed the guitar and I went, and I probably shouldn't play too many of those licks because someone will steal them. But, whether it's a hardcore song like Great White Buffalo,
So where did that
depends where you're feeling that day,
How did you decide to write about a white buffalo?
I don't know. As a hunter, I knew the history somewhat of the Native Americans' conservation spiritual lifestyle. I wasn't taught that because I went to school in America. They don't teach you the important things like that. But as a hunter, you realize as you get close to the animal, especially with a slingshot or a bow and arrow, that animal has a spirit. And you don't just kill it to kill it, you kill it to support your life, food, clothing, shelter, tools, medicine, weapons, and spirit. So one day in the recording studio, I was just going, I went, that's a cool lick. And I just started screaming, well, listen, everybody, and what I got to say, there's hope for tomorrow. If you wake up today. And I started singing, it happened long ago in the new magic land. The Indian and the buffalo existed hand in hand. They needed food and skins for a roof, but they only took what they needed. Millions of buffalo were the proof. And I'm going, where'd those words come from? And I had to literally go back in and listen to what I had sung and write them down. I went, well, that's a great story. And I went into the history of manifest destiny that I was not taught that.
How'd you learn about that?
I just envisioned what had happened as the white settlers came across the land and had conflict with the native peoples. And I wasn't there. I don't know who was always right and who was always wrong. But I knew that the white man wiped out the buffalo based on a government decree to destroy the spirit of the native people. And as a non-political guy, I just knew that that was wrong. That was criminal abuse of power. Boy, there seems to be more and more of that today. And so my point is that like the Constitution and our founding fathers, that was divine intervention. I believe that Donald Trump is divine intervention to stop the runaway criminality. So even though I wasn't taught that, I didn't read it, nobody shared that history, I think we all know it. I'm glad there's a Second Amendment written down, but I don't need it. I don't need to look at a piece of paper and go, hey, look, somebody said I can keep and bear arms. Nobody, I don't need anybody to tell me that. So I think if we all remain clean and sober, like I have for 72 years, your brain thinks logically, and you don't need decrees. You don't need bureaucrats to tell you how to think or what to do or what you can't do. You know instinctively that your actions will either be positive or obtrusive and may be harmful to your fellow man. So don't do the bad ones, only do the good ones. I know a lot of people are going, well, that's outrageous thought. Yeah, it's called truth, logic, and common sense. So the inspiration on my guitar is that instinctual, individual understanding of my gift of life from God and that I am a free man. And you better have rules that address my freedom, because if you don't, I'm going to fire you and get rid of your stupid laws. And I know that's a long answer, but that's where this defies where... You don't play licks like that, getting high and preaching peace and love. I like peace and love.
Okay, so I got to...
And so you need to shoot the bad guys.
I got to ask you about that. Two things. So our previous guest, Shelly Luther.
My hero.
Defied an ordinance. Now, you played that song and you told me the story about how everybody got around you when you wanted to come up with Stranglehold, or when you did write Stranglehold, you started playing this long song.
Yeah.
And what happened?
Well, Stranglehold is a perfect example of instinctual, samurai, out-of-body stream of consciousness, artistic, not creation, but unleashing. I think we all have visions and dreams and ideas and images and fantasies. And some people can put it on a piece of art, a painting or a sculpture. In being a great welder, I actually believe welding is an art. I love welders. They're my heroes. And with a musician, if you are really free and you don't have any mind-altering chemicals upon your gifts, I believe your expressions are pure and have a life of their own. So I was always playing this killer grinding groove Stranglehold, and I started singing Here I Come Again Now Baby like a dog in heat. You tell it's me by the clamor, I'd like to tear up the street. I've been smoking for so long, I'm here to stay. I got you in a stranglehold. Get the hell out of my way. It's a song about the industry laughing at me for feedback guitars. I think feedback guitars are the most beautiful thing in the world next to you.
But
and so my point is, everybody said, well, this is just a jam session. We don't need any jam sessions in 1975. And I went, shut up. This isn't a jam session. It's a killer song expressing the spirit of individualism and standing up for what you believe in. So everybody, producers, engineers, band, management, I think the guy that owned the studio all said that we shouldn't do a song with a long guitar solo. And I went, are you all done? Because I think we need to get in the room there and record a song called Stranglehold. And so we recorded it based on my pure vision as an artist expressing myself. And it's become a musical landmark. And again, I was telling Shelley, I've heard from 6 Marines today. You know who always references my song Stranglehold? Marcus Luttrell, Navy SEAL, Army Rangers, heroes of law enforcement, first responders, Green Berets, construction workers who don't like getting up, but they get up anyway to go to work and provide for their families. So this is a song of rugged individualism, defying the status quo. And when people give you stupid instructions, you consider them, see if you can find anything meritorious about them. And when you see that it's a stupid instruction, you go, I ain't doing it. Shelley, that's what she did.
Yep.
She said, that's a stupid decree. You're wrong. I'm right. I'm going to work. It's so beautiful. I can't stand it.
Well, thank you, honey, for being here. I feel like we're so far away, so I'm gonna come over here.
Yes.
And give you a kiss.
All right. And that makes me play.
And I want to tell everybody, coming up next, we're going to have viewer email with Diana Davis. We're going to do a little bit of workout. Can you play some music for us to work out?
Yes.
All right, everybody, stay tuned. We'll be right back. Hi, welcome back. This is the last and final segment of Simply Shemane. I'm so glad that you're here, and I'm so glad to have my guest, Diana Davis, who's going to tell us all about some viewer email that's good and not so good. Diana, what do you have for me?
Well, as you know, in the first episode, we had a little controversy. You got a little heat for having George Lopez as a guest. A lot of people didn't understand why, being the conservative, supporters that you guys are. But one viewer did actually have a really nice comment. Her name was Lisa.
Well, let me address the George Lopez.
Okay, yes.
So the reason I did that, George is a friend of ours. We've known George. He obviously makes everybody laugh. And I think now more than ever, this is a great opportunity for all of us to come together. Everybody's got somebody in their life who doesn't agree with them politically or parenting-wise or name something. So I think it's an opportunity for us to put aside differences at times. And if you look at the interview, there was nothing negative about it at all.
No.
I mean, it's an opportunity for us to go, look, here is somebody who is on the polar opposite end, but he and Ted have been friends forever, and he makes us laugh, and so that's why I wanted to do it. I want this to have a wide range of opportunities for people to enjoy. It's not always going to be conservative, but it's slanted conservative. But here's an opportunity for us to welcome somebody who isn't, and we love them anyway.
Right, yeah, and I did like you. You did respond to a couple of comments on social media, which you had really nice things to say about we should be friends with people just because they have different views doesn't mean you can't be friends. Well, Lisa Skelton had a great comment. She said, how boring would our lives be if we only chose to be friends with people that are just like us? I have lots of friends that have different opinions about many things.
I love that.
So I thought that was great.
Yeah.
And then we have another viewer. We have Deb from Ohio, completely different subject. She said, I'm interested in exercise. I would like to do chair yoga. I'm 66, out of shape, and I need good stretching.
Chair yoga. Too bad Ted's not here. We could play some yoga music.
Right.
Okay, let's do something. You want to do something really quick?
Sure.
This is the day for being impromptu.
Right?
We're just good. Okay, so what we can do, what is the lady's name?
Deb.
Deb. Okay, Deb, and anybody else who's watching right now, here's something that all of us can do, is when you sit, think about sitting straight up and as if somebody is pulling from the top of your head. Right there, you're already getting your spine in alignment. Now roll your shoulders up, back, and down, and pull the ears away from your shoulders. Now tip one ear to one shoulder, and take the other ear. That feels so good, doesn't it? And bring your chin down to your chest and circle it all the way around. And you could do shoulder rolls.
Kind of liking Deb right now.
I know, right?
Do this.
We should start or at least end every show with something like this. And also, you could clasp your hands together, round out your back. I'm going to show you from the side. Round up. Oh, that feels so
really
good.
My back pop.
And then hands behind you and open up the chest in front. and shake it out. You can do some wrist rolls and ankle rolls, and that's your chair yoga tip for the day.
Great.
So this is my favorite part of the whole show. Well, the whole show was my favorite part. So I'm so happy to have Shelly Luther and my husband Ted, and to have you here. But this is a particularly exciting part for me because I get to laugh out loud. And I have no idea what you have planned for me. So what do we got? Okay.
Surprise.
So this is our funny pet video of the show. What do we got? Aww.
Like, I wish somebody could do that for me.
Don't you just I love puppy breath.
I know.
Puppy breath is the best. Aww.
So cute.
So cute. I just want to hug him.
This
Hey,
is
high
so
five.
funny.
High five, fist pump. That's like what Ted does. What's going on
I'm
here?
not sure. I don't know.
I don't know what's going on. Well, maybe there's
Maybe they put tape on his feet or something.
Yeah, maybe they were doing something.
This is great.
Okay, what do we got going
This
on
is
here?
talent.
Aww. Oh.
Can you believe that?
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that crazy?
I don't know if that's so good to have an egg in a dog's mouth.
Right.
Aw. Cats are Okay, I've always wanted to put glasses on.
Those are great.
Those are great. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you, Diana.
You're
Thank you
welcome.
to my guests, Shelly Luther and of course, Ted Nugent. Thank you guys for joining us here on Simply Shemane. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.